Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Raider Fan Show. I'm your host, Dirty Low. We got my boss in the building, and we also got Gravy in the building. Gravy's in the building, and my boss. What's going on, everybody, man? Sorry, quick intro, real quick. We're getting to it, man. Real quick, man. This is episode 45. Raider My Boss. Actually, if you guys don't remember, last week the Raider Nation explosion was going on stuff. Me, Gravy went. A couple of the homies were out there. I seen Razor Raider, Captain Jack was out there. Arkham Raider was out there. There were so many other people, man.
Live.
Oh shit! There were so many other people out there and stuff like that, man. We're having a good ass time. We're kicking it, and we're gonna like sit back, talk about everything, and then just talk some ball too, man. Morning, guys. Good morning. How you guys doing?
Morning.
Good morning, Mob and Low.
Yeah, somebody has feedback. We're a little bit bad. Is that you, Mob?
I don't know. You good?
Yeah, it might be you. Just go to lower the speakers in the back. In the background, just a little bit.
How's that?
Getting better.
Better.
All right, there it goes.
All right. I think we good.
It was me. It was
you?
my dumb ass.
Oh man, see, damn, baby. Anyways, everybody in the building. This is Raider My Boss, and this is my boy Gravy. Very low. We're here to talk some shit, man. What's going on, man? How you guys doing this morning?
Perfect, man.
Great.
I'm good, man. Just trying to re-energize. You know what I mean? It was a long week.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, so we were just talking backstage right before we started, man, that, you know, like this whole Raider explosion, bro, was crazy, and you haven't even got back to like normal status and shit because you know.
Nah, man, the hustle's real, bro. The hustle's real. Like I said, Saturday, long day. Obviously, Sunday we still had things we had to do with the fairgrounds. We had to get people checked out of the hotel, and then Monday morning, boom, I'm right back to work, and so. You know, it's just what it is, man. That's what it is. Just keep it moving, man. You know.
Yep, it's the hustle. It's the hustle for sure. Shit. Gravy, man. What's up, man? I know. Gravy was going through it too. Like the next day, I didn't hear nothing from him. He was done. He was falling asleep on the way home.
But that's good, man. That means I wore y'all out, man. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
My boss, I think it's a great event. It's a wonderful event.
I appreciate it.
But sometimes that weather does it. The hottest day of the week that day. You know, everything was cool. And then bam, Saturday came and it's like 10 degrees hotter than everything.
It got hot as hell. But I'm gonna tell y'all this, man, just for future reference, we are moving the event up to June to try to avoid the heat. We always kept it in July in the beginning just so that we didn't step on people's toes, because there's other people that are close to us that do events and promote, and they do events and it kind of like in that span. You kind of want to give everybody their room so people aren't picking and choosing where they get to go. They're able to go, you know, to all the events. So we tried to keep our events separate from everybody. So we chose June because there was nothing going on in June. But now we have to consider the business. We have to consider the fans that come out and all that kind of stuff. So we want the event to continue to be a success. So we're going to move it up a little bit into June where the weather's a little bit warmer, so that we don't have those issues.
We don't want it warmer.
I mean, not warmer. I'm sorry. Cooler. I apologize. Where it's going to be a little bit cooler. So next year, you guys will see that event in June. Me and Tone will be putting out that information probably within the real quick. Like, we're trying to get the date locked down with these folks. And as soon as we get the date locked down, we're going to put it out. So everybody's going to have basically a year to plan to get here.
That's good news, man. That's good news. Because, where we're from here, and we're used to it. But when you're doing something and you're moving around, and every time you went inside that little hall, it just felt so good.
Yeah,
I don't think I left that hall for like 7 hours.
Yeah, that's what I told people, man. We turned that building on the night before. We turned the air conditioner on about 60 and shut all the doors and left it closed. And we just let that shit blast all night, man. And so to be prepared, because we knew it was going to be hot. We knew we needed a place for people to go and cool off and be able to enjoy the event. So thankfully, Hatfield Hall was available to us, because a few years back, right after COVID, they wouldn't let us use that hall because they didn't want to have X amount of people in an enclosed space or whatever it was. So we didn't get the option to use that hall. But now that it's available to us again, it helps a whole lot tremendously. But, like I said, we're going to get out of that hot weather anyway. So, and then we'll still have the building as well. So it's going to be great.
Great news. Right there.
So, the homie Raider Rich, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm seeing Nutty Raider Nate, Raider Paul, Raider Pete, everybody's in the building. D Menace, but Raider Rich had a question. The explosion was in Madera. It was in Madera, bro. It was nice. Yes,
in Madera, California. It put it this way, it's always going to be in Madera, California from here on out.
There you go.
Didn't move it originally. Originally, it was in Merced, California, and then we went to Madera, and we were kind of going back and forth from the two different fairgrounds. But for now on, you never have to worry about it. It's always going to be in Madera at the fairgrounds.
There you go. Shit, it's perfect. So
never in Fresno, my bad. Never in Fresno, huh? I always got to drive 15 minutes. I just can't go.
Honestly, after the explosion, now we've been asked before if we were considering moving the explosion like to other areas and doing it in other places. We've been asked about Houston, Texas, and I think they wanted us to come to Arizona. But somebody's making a big push to have a second explosion in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
And that was the conversation after the event was over. These people have kind of been watching the event for the last couple years, and they're saying, hey, it's one thing to have it there, but the Raiders are where they are. You might consider, doing one in Madera and then doing a second one in Vegas. And so it's on the table, man. It's on the table to move it around a little bit so that we can catch those folks that don't get to come out to Madera. Maybe they get to experience the explosion in another location. So it's on the table, man.
You know what I was going to ask, though, man? I do. One of the things that, like, to be honest, like, just dead ass, like, seriously, like, I know it's more word of mouth than anything. I was talking to Philip after we were getting ready to leave, man. Great dude, man. We had a good conversation. Phil, I think it was Philip, right? Photographer?
Yes, Phil.
Yes, yeah. We had a great conversation. And me and Gravy, like, I had no idea about it, right? I never really seen anything in Fresno promoted. I know because it's more word of mouth. I mean, is it just you just don't have a connection in Fresno, or you just how is it that you guys are doing it?
The reason why it's so much like word of mouth is because we wanted to build this from like a grassroots thing. This really started out with just friends. This was just a group of friends that got together to hang out and do something, and it just expanded. And also when it comes to just word of mouth, that's how you get the genuine people that truly want to support you. You understand what I'm saying? But as it gets bigger, it's starting to reach further. And those people who might have experienced it for the first time, now they're talking about it. Well, now that opens it up to a whole nother group of people that we didn't reach. You know what I mean? So the word of mouth thing is just so that it's grassroots. It's real Raider fans. It's real people that support it. And also another thing to tell you, you know, me and Tone are doing this out of our pockets. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's just me and Tone's money putting together and building this thing. So a lot of places we got to cut corners and sometimes going to the radio stations where they're going to charge us, you know, $1,500 for a 30-second spot that only gets to run once a day. You know, that's the kind of expenses that we don't really need to do. So we try to avoid the radio and things like that because of the cost. So like I said, it's just me and Tone. It's just me and Tone out of our pockets. So for y'all that don't understand why it's so important for the event to be a success, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's not about making money. Me and Tone genuinely do that out of our heart. We're taking away from, you know, whatever our bills are, whatever, to make sure that the Raider fans have a good time. And that's bottom line. Bottom line, we don't get a lot of help. Thank you this year to the Black Hole. They've been watching the event for a couple years, and they said, "Hey, how can we help?" And they did a sponsorship that, you know, helped us tremendously and things like that. But normally, that's all that money, and you see how large that event is, right? Mm-hmm. So you can imagine how much it takes for us to put out to make it happen, and we do that out of our pockets, man, and straight out of love. So.
Yeah, the whole event was great, man. Even with the dance, the thing for the kids and dancing, having them all do the dance thing, that was cool.
That's my highlight every year. That's I swear to God, out of everything that goes on every year, that is my highlight. That is the one thing that just warms my heart, man, to see those kids having a good time, because that's what the Raider Nation Explosion is all about. It's about family. It's about being able to bring your kids and showing your kids that they could have a good time too. They don't get left out. They don't get forgotten. And shout out to Adi Luna and Raiderette, Hawaiian Raiderette Timmy that put together that whole kids event and took care of those kids all day long leading up to the dance off, where we raised $1,300 on the spot to split with all of those kids. I believe all those kids left with $100 and something in their pocket apiece. So shout out to all the fans that participated and donated to make sure those kids, you know, had fun and was able to go home with a little bit of money, man. And we do that on the spot.
They rolled out with more money than me.
So. Goes right back to those kids.
Yeah, they rolled out of there with more money than me.
Bro, they went out with more money than me.
I thought that was great. The kids thing. I thought maybe you could tinkle in, you know, a little wet T-shirt contest or something. Oh, I thought that low would have been the number one participant in that.
I was you don't know how many times that question has been answered or asked. How come we don't have the sexy Raiderette contest and all that kind of stuff? And me and Tone have stuck to the rule, man. This is a family event. We don't want nobody to say we're turning it into something crazy.
You bury it off. You can put a fence around it. No kids allowed.
Hey, there was a barn in the back too.
Funny enough, it's a lot of Raiderettes that always ask. They're like, "Man, it's hot out here. We'll do a wet T-shirt contest." No, we got kids. We can't do it. But so it's been asked. It's just that we're trying to keep it family friendly, man, and family.
You might have to do the after hours over here. We might have to do the after hours. You know what I mean?
The kids over there, go, mama. Go, mama. You better win that. I bet you that's what would happen. My mom's the best twerker out. My mom's the best twerker out there. Get the eyes for the twerk.
Mom, no.
Yeah, man. So it might happen one day. Who knows? After show.
Well, in Vegas, you gotta have it. Vegas. If we go do something at Vegas, you gotta have it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Vegas would be a little different animal, but that'll be a great event. Like, you know what I mean? Putting that together, getting ready for that. That's dope. That's hella dope, man.
Yeah, and it's exciting. I think me and Tone are a little nervous about it, but you know, because it's a little different area, different waters, different, you know. But the consideration is there, man. And if the fans really want it, I think we got to do it.
Yeah, I would hit that. I would go to that.
Yeah,
I would go to the one I'm in there too.
I was, bro, but there was an age limit, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
There was an age limit.
He was the number one seed in the wet. Number one seed, bro, in the wet T-shirt. If you had a vetting line, 5 to 1. We know what's gonna win that.
Oh, come on now,
Easy
bro.
money. Easy money, man.
Easy money. That's crazy. Shit, and then you also had like all the performers, man. I didn't get to meet all of them. You know what I mean? It's like, it's an event. Like you just try and just give people the space. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the way I roll, bro. It's like it was nice. Like,
But I'm gonna tell you one thing about every performer that we had there. Those are some genuine folks, man. They would have loved the opportunity to speak with you and do your camera, do your interviews and all that stuff, because those are true, genuine friends of mine. And Joshua 19, he's a local guy, and he's got a huge following. The Christian Raider rap stuff. Mm-hmm. He's tapped into a market that he's in that lane by himself. And he's killing it. And he's got his daughter alongside with him, with the beautiful voice. And so Joshua, shout out to Joshua. Then, obviously Certified Trouble. Everybody knows about Certified and how he get down. And, that's my compa brother right there. Certified. I love you, man. I love you. And he always comes out and shows out for us. And then if y'all don't know, the Raider Addict DRE, that's my son. That's my son.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Some people know that, because they know me and they know him or whatever. Not everybody knows that, but that's my kid, man. So I raised that dude, man. So you know what I mean? He always, man.
He better rap tight. He better rap tight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. I don't fuck around, bro. I don't fuck around. I'm like, if you want to be, because the first time I did the show, he says, Dad, you gonna put me on? And I said, man, I've been watching your music, and I know you got skills. I know you got talent. He was doing other shows and things like that. And I said, but I want energy. This motherfucker would go and perform or practice and shit 2, 3, 4 hours and shit. And then he would send me the video and be like, look, Dad, I'm working. I'm in the studio today. And Dad, I'm working on this. I'm working. And so he earned my respect to be on the show. And so he works very, very hard. So I love my son. Shout out to DRE, the Raider Addict, man. He's just dope. And like I said, and the explosion is about exposing talent, right? Because the nation has a lot of talent across the board, man. We got a lot of people. So in past years, we've had Yaya, and we've had 4Dub, and we've had some oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, but some of the other Raider rappers and stuff that are around the country, we've had them. And we always want to try to give that opportunity to expose our folks that don't get a chance on the outside world. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of time the outside community doesn't want to hear Raider rap or whatever the case may be. And our people get left out. So the explosion tries to give a lane for that. We don't, just because of the length of the show, we don't get to put every single Raider rapper on every single year, but one day we want to, you know what I mean? So it's hard to pick and choose every year, which 3 or 4 we're going to use, because we don't want anybody to feel slighted, you know what I mean? Because we love them all, you know what I'm saying? Yaya, he's Wrecking Crew family with me, and, and just so many others. And so we're trying to get everybody on. And if you notice, the General, he's out here in Fresno.
Yeah.
Watch out for the General.
He had been asking me for 2 or 3 years, hey man, come on, bro. Just give me a chance. You give me one chance, right? And so I said, whenever I could work it in, because the show is the way it's designed, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so I told him this year, I said, man, bring your music. And if I have a moment, I'm gonna give it to you, bro, because I don't want nobody to feel like the explosion doesn't give them their shine, you know what I mean, or give them their opportunity. So I had a moment where we had some space, and I called him up and I said, General, all right, man, you better put it on since I gave you. And he did. He showed out, man. So shout out to General, man. He'd been waiting, and he got his opportunity. And I hope other people give him more of an opportunity to be out there and be exposed, man. Great job out there, the General, and then obviously Dub C in the end, man.
Yeah.
So, I think we put together one hell of a show with a group of rappers and entertainers that kept the vibe going the whole night. So
yeah, like I didn't even know that Big Mac was from Fresno. Like, and he was rapping Fresno.
Big
Hot.
Mac
Like,
is
yeah,
Big Mac is Fresno.
Yeah, like I see, like I mean,
I've seen him before.
I'm surprised you haven't seen him around because he's the Black and Silver Riders. So the motorcycle group, the Black and Silver, that's Big Mac and Rob, Bayside Barbecue and all them. That's them. So they out in Fresno huge. And
yeah, like
Mac,
I mean,
I think Big Mac has performed on every show we've had.
Okay.
Every show we
Yeah,
had.
he was there last. He was there. He was there the year before. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's KOS Fresno,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm KOS 209, obviously.
Gotcha.
So we've been rolling for a long time. But yeah, Big Mac's been on every show we've had, I believe.
You know, old zip code of Fresno. Where people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Razor was there too. He said you did a great job, Raider Raider Boss. Thank you and much respect.
Thank you. We try. We try. We attempt to put on the best thing we can put out there to make everybody enjoy themselves, and we're gonna keep pushing to make it bigger and better, man. You know, nothing's ever perfect. Let me just say that. No show's ever perfect. No event's ever perfect, but we try to do the best we can, and then, you know, we tweak it for the next time. What didn't work this time, we'll tweak it for the next time, or whatever the case may be. So we do take the consideration or the comments and considerations, you know, when people tell us, hey, this didn't work, or we didn't like this, or what, we try to fix that. So we do our best, man. We do our best, and we just hope you guys continue to support and enjoy it.
Oh yeah, all day.
I think what Low did is that with other, you know, there's a lot of us that are here that are from the, you know, the Central Valley that can make it to the event. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of us that are from here that got channels. You know, Low did a very good job of promoting the channel.
I thank him. I appreciate it.
So we could get together and do it all as one and promote it. See, we brought 2 out-of-town guys to the show. You know, maybe next year we bring 6, and then maybe the other year someone else brings 2,
and
4,
that's
and 6.
That's how that ground.
That's Nation right there, and then, you know, real deep Nation people that like the game. So we keep rolling with that.
That's what we want to do, man. That groundwork type of stuff. And Dirty Low hit me up and said, "Hey, man, can we come and talk about the explosion?" And right after that interview, man, several people, you know, called me or inboxed me about tickets and things like that. And then you had the All In Autumn Wind that was there, and they kind of promoted the show along the way. Then you had MC Raider promoting the show. So it was reaching out, you know, to a lot of different folks that I don't necessarily have contact to. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, not everybody follows Mob Boss. Not everybody even knows who Mob Boss is. You understand what I'm saying? So when I can get on these shows and podcasts and all these different things and be able to spread the message of the Raider Nation explosion, it's a great thing. So I really, really appreciate, you know, Dirty Low and all these folks that are, you know, promoting it and talking about it on their shows and keeping the word out there, because that's how this thing is going to grow into something that in a couple of years, this is going to be something that, it's going to be so crazy in a couple of years, just the way it's moving. We've seen the progression.
He ain't gonna remember us, Low. He's gonna remember who you guys.
He's like, no.
Hey, remember me?
Man, you got to stay loyal to the ones that started you. You know what I mean? That's from the beginning.
You got Gravy. Who the hell's that?
That's the quickest way to get your legs cut off, when you start forgetting people and forgetting where you came from. And that's what I'll never do. I'm gonna always be loyal to the soil for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was good because the Nation is deep in this city. Yeah. And I knew a couple of folks that said they were gonna go, and I was there early, and I stayed till late, and I didn't see none of them. So they got some explaining to do. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll up, and we're gonna
say I'm going, and then you wake up that day, and then you walk outside and say, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did it. I did it.
I'm going back in. It was funny because I was talking to Tone backstage, and I said, "Man, Tone, I know about 50 people just off the top of my head that bought a ticket from me that aren't here." And then, you know, as you look at your phone throughout the day, man, I was coming, but it was just too high, blah, 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 blah. And I get it, man, and I understand it, and that's why we're trying to fix that situation. So I get it, man, and like I said, me and Tone, you know, I feel bad because, like I said, there were several folks that had purchased tickets and didn't make it because of the heat, and I feel bad that somebody had to spend their money and they didn't get to enjoy themselves. So that's why I told Tone, we just got to do something. And Tone said, well, not trying to step on nobody's toes or nothing, Mob, and we always stayed out of everybody's way, but this time we got to do what's best for us and the event, and that means move it forward and get us out of that heat. And so that's what we're doing.
That's good. That's good. It's always just it's a growing pain, bro. But it's great. Like, you know what I mean. Even the car show was a little bit bigger this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Manuel Carbajal, shout out to Manuel, man. Manuel, big time, and Manuel did a lot of work to even get the car number that he got because of the fact there were 2 other car shows, one in San Jose and one somewhere else. And so trying to split the car show community like that, because usually they roll in packs, right? They roll in these big packs. And so the car show community got split on the, you know, like literally weeks before our event. And it just got split. So Manuel was still able to, you know, bring out a large number of the low riders and things like that. So shout out to Manuel, man. There were some super beautiful cars out there, man. The show pieces and things like that, man. It was great. It was great. And more to come, man. More to come. You guys gonna see some more stuff, man.
Yeah. And I want to shout out to my boy Mike.
Mike G, what I do to you?
Yeah, Mike G, that's the homie, man. His pops went into the hospital, man. Everybody gotta give a little prayer out for him, man. Make sure, you know what I'm saying.
Man, send it
up that way, man. Give him, you know what I mean. Do what you guys can, you know what I mean. Be great. You know, that's the homie. That's one of that boy right there, man. He's got me through some good times and some bad times too. So that's the homie right there.
Great. He lives in Denver, the smack of the enemy territory.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's Raiders fan.
Yeah, but
hey,
he's
man, hold it down out there in Denver, bro. Hold it down. I done been there a couple of times, but hold it down.
He said he walks a little bit. He has an extra inch on him when the Raiders whip the fucking Broncos.
Yeah.
For the last 6 years, he's been walking around like, say what?
He gets big in both ways.
Yeah, that's
That's stupid. But yeah, man. So look, man, it's fucking week 1, man. I know everything's gonna be coming around, and we'll stay connected and stuff like that. I know you guys. I know this year for sure I wasn't prepared at all to do any kind of podcasting or set up something. I know next year, as you know, we start bullshitting and getting really close to it, I will have something set up. We'll figure something out. If I have to pitch in to get in my own little spot, whatever, however it works, we're gonna work it out because I want to get in touch with the community and to have people pull up and, you know what I mean, chop it up with all of us, you know what I mean, and have a good setup like that. You know what I mean? It'll be nice.
It would, man. Let's make it happen. Work it out.
Oh yeah, definitely working out. But it's OTAs, man. Jimmy G's in the building. Josh Jacobs not. Everybody's ready to go, man. I mean, Gravy. I mean, I don't know. The biggest topic right now is Josh Jacobs not taking the 12. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
Okay. I can understand. I mean, I know we all want to see Josh Jacobs on the field. We do. And everybody's saying, just sign the deal. Just sign the deal. But I'm going to tell you what's going on, or in my opinion, what's going on. Opinions like assholes. Everybody got one. My boss could be wrong. All right? So, but my opinion is he feels disrespected with that deal. Okay? $12 million when you got a kicker on the freaking squad that would make more money than you. That makes no sense. And you're the nucleus of the fucking offense. Or I'm sorry about that, but you're the nucleus of the offense and you're getting disrespected by that offer, saying, here, just take these crumbs and shut up. That's kind of disrespectful after the man gave you his heart last season for nothing. So he's already paid that dude. So that's where I believe he's in this position where, dude, I can't take the disrespect. That's where it is. And a lot of times that's the problem with you know, the world in general, man. General respect is not given, and then it rubs people the wrong way and things go sour because you don't give that respect. And that man has earned the respect of the Raider organization. He should be paid, compensated well. You know what I mean? I don't think, it needs to be some outrageous, outlandish type of deal or nothing like that. But
oh shit, cut out.
Like I said, man, there's kickers on our roster that would get paid more than him if he took that $12 million deal. And so I think that's where he's at with it. I hope the Raiders come around and say, okay, let.
You're cutting it out.
Yeah.
Yep, might be out.
Silence is key, bro. We're sitting there looking at a black screen waiting for it to come back on. Huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I guess he's all for Jacobs being respect that they're disrespecting him.
So, but yeah, that's basically what he's saying. So, like, I get it. You know what I mean? Oh shit, Vegas to Detroit. What's up, brother? Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Bob is out. He's like, man, I'm out.
They finally got to him.
They finally got to him. They got to the mob boss. Nah, shit. Hopefully he pull back up right now, man. But shout out to him, man.
Big ups to the Raider general for sporting BK still. I respect that, bro.
Hell yeah, that's the homie and shit.
He had him moving. He had him moving on the stage that day.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He does work with a guy named Static here in Fresno, man. Static's been around here for a long time. He's pretty good producer, rapper. You know what I mean? So they work together and got some shit good. If you go to at the Real General at the Raider General, oh shit. Hold on, real quick. Yeah. Phone's going off. Oh.
I guess I'm the only one here. Big ups to my boss. We can come back on. We'll try to let him back on. We'll see what's going on with JJ. JJ, I don't think he's gonna sign any money. If he didn't sign $12 million, he's not gonna do anything else. He's stubborn with that. So he believes he should be paid higher than 12, but I think he wants a longer term than, I believe, what it was, 3 years, 2 years. He wants more than that, and he wants a guarantee. He wants more money guaranteed in his pocket, in his hand. So that's what I agree with. His money should be more guaranteed, and that's what players want. But you got to think to the side is that the organization is not going to pay a guy outlandish money. That's especially what he's doing now. I guess that little meeting that the running backs had all together that ain't getting paid, I guess they said a bunch of shit, but it ain't true because all of them signed the next day or a couple of days after that.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is the only person sitting out on his contract, on his tag, besides free agent guys.
What other free agent? Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
There's nobody else that's on the tag or tied to their team that's sitting out. You're either a free agent, you can go anywhere you want.
He's gonna end up with the Browns.
If they do anything with them, it's not gonna be an AFC team.
Shit, probably.
If it was me and he's doing this, I would send him to the shittiest team possible with the most draft picks.
Well, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you think we shitty? Go play for Arizona. Go play for the Bears. Go play for some team like that. See how you feel. They'll pay you. They're gonna pay you, but you'll lose all respect for yourself and especially from the fans. You won't have all the hype that you do now.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if he signed that. Just imagine if we just signed that $12 million contract. We were saying everybody had this notion that we were lowballing the kid. Nah, we gave him $12 million. We were going to give him $12 million for 1 year, guaranteed. And he said no. So now we know he's bitching over $4 or $5 million.
I think what my boss was basically saying, and kind of I feel what he was saying, and I kind of see it from that aspect too, because I kind of would look at it from that too. I busted my ass for you guys, and you guys ain't giving me shit. All right, I'm gonna go somewhere else. No bullshit. Before I actually, got injured or whatever, I was actually injured, and when that shit happened, what ended up happening was I went to a different company, injured, but fucking, you know what I mean? They paid me more money, gave me a better this, that, and the third, so with the so forth and less work. So it's like, man, I get it. You know what I mean? So I do understand that it's like I'm over here doing all this work, yada, yada, yada. And you know what I mean? You're going to do some shit like that. So I do get that aspect of it. But when it comes down to stuff like that, shout out JB. He's always hitting me with the Dave Z We Trust. There you go.
Yeah.
I
think it's good.
Right. On both sides. I'm glad that he stood his ground.
I think the organization has the upper hand. I think the organization is doing it right. I think Jacobs is just doing some hoe shit. Just like I said last night.
Yeah. He was doing some hoe shit.
He's doing some hoe shit.
Oh shit.
So I think he wants to be laced up off a 1 year game on a contract year.
Sorry about that.
Sorry. You tell me what player is not gonna bust his ass, sell out for the team, sell out and say that. He's gonna say, "Oh, I love my team, I love my teammates," this and that. He gets picked the captain, has a 1,600 yard year on a contract year. When he's due a contract the next year, you tell me what player does not ever do that? They all do. So, it's like false information that you're doing. Are you playing with me? Are you really this dude? That's the question that the organization is doing. Are you really this guy? Mm-hmm. Or are you going to get paid and then be something different after you get your mail? But it's up to him if he wants to last in the NFL. But you can say, "Oh, I get beat up," and the Knicks and the little things are happening to me now. Well, it didn't happen to you on the contract year. But it's happening to you after you get your $15-16 million. That's just it's weird to me.
You're saying that like Jacob is on some hoe shit. That's great.
Give me my money, then I'm gonna get hurt.
Yep.
But pay me first. Pay me before I get hurt. So I can sit on the sideline, and then Mark Davis could. I'm paying this guy $60 million. What the hell's he doing on the sideline all the time for a bruise on his calf? A little strain on his finger or something like that. He goes, "What the hell am I?" I'm sure Mark Davis ain't like that, but Al Davis was. John Gruden was. Maybe McDaniels is, but they just see it happening sooner. They said, he's going to come up with some shit. He's going to come up with something. I see it already. You know what I mean? And this is a captain, my boss, a dude that was picked captain of his team. What type of leadership is that proved? I know they don't get in players' pockets. But if you agree with me on this, that he needs to be there in training camp, contract or not, just sign the tag or sign the $12 million. It's guaranteed. It's more than what the tag is. It's more than what what's his name got. It's more than what any running back got this year. So you got to be there.
Think as from a leadership perspective, sometimes you got to suck it up and do what you got to do from a leadership perspective. Mm-hmm. So I get that 100%, and I think from the reports or whatever that we all heard, he was kind of on that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Sitting outside the stadium with Max Crosby in the car, waiting for it to happen. You understand? So I think he was ready for that, but. Sometimes when you're hurt, you just hurt, man, and that takes it takes a lot when because I know when my feelings are hurt. You understand what I'm saying? So I can imagine how his feelings are, and we don't get to hear much from Josh. So it almost comes out as he's just a baby. He's just a spoiled baby because we don't really hear much from him. He's not saying much. So all we're seeing
25 years old, and you say he's acting like a baby. To me, that's
right. And all we're seeing is his actions. You know what I mean? That's all we're seeing is actions. We're not hearing. So
the best thing to do when you're going to get your contract, Mr. Mob Boss, is go ahead and sit back next to your friend that just has a 5-year, $92 million contract that he just signed last year. Do you think that's a good idea? You think that'll make you feel a little bit better about your contract? Go ahead and kick it with Max Crosby.
No, I would.
Kick it with Max Crosby. He's rich as hell, dude. He ain't got nothing to worry about.
Look up to him, right? He's a captain. So in that perspective, you almost as a leader have to almost just do it. You have to, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm trying to pick his brain, and he's choosing between really who he's loyal to, his friends and Max and all of these guys that he's built these incredible bonds with, over his feelings. You know what I mean? And it's this thing going back and forth. Because I think before it's all said and done, you're going to see Jacobs in a jersey. You're going to see him running the ball this year. That's what I think. I think this right now, it's this process of man, I'm hurt. I want them to see I'm hurt, but I'm going to do what I got to do, just like he did last year. That's what I believe, and I'm waiting on it to happen. But I can understand his point. Is what I'm getting at. I can understand his point. But my thing is just get back on the field. We'll figure all this shit out later. You know what I mean? We want to win. Bro. We want to win, and we're going to take him to do that. And it's going to take his leadership and his guidance to do that, because those young guys look up to him. Max looks up. You know what I mean? They got a nucleus. And you don't want to break it up. You don't want to break that up. Especially, all of us know how long we've been rebuilding. And now we finally have something solid. There's no reason to tear it down and have to rebuild again. So I'm hoping that, Max and Devontae and all these people get with him and rub his shoulders and say, bro, it's going to be all right. Let's just go get the Raider business, and then we'll worry about this money later. You know what I mean? Because they're all sitting on money. You understand? So it ain't like nobody's broke. So deal with it for a little bit, swallow but it hurts, man. That's a tough pill to swallow, and that's probably where he's at right now. But like I said, I believe when it's all said and done, Jacobs is going to be on the field running the ball, and we're just going to move forward, man. Yeah. But I get what you're saying, Gravy. I believe me. I get exactly what you're saying, because as a captain, as a leader, sometimes you got to take some hits, bro.
Yeah. I agree, man. But see, this is the thing for me. The franchise tag basically doesn't necessarily saying that you can't change his contract. You can renegotiate the contract halfway through the season, something like that. Get in the fucking building. Let's get this shit to work. We're offering you 12. He's like, oh, well, they didn't offer me that. But they're saying it. Okay, well, let me see that. If they're going to give me that, let's get the franchise tag. Let's get these reps in. And let's fucking renegotiate halfway through the season, because you'll have more money, get something guaranteed to get that extension. Moving forward, easy peasy. You're already in 2 years. You can get a 2-year extension on top of that shit. Bro, what are you talking about? Right. You see what I mean? So it's like, we just need them in the building. So that's where it's like
shady, bro. Pizzle shady.
We all agree on the final note is he just needs to get back in the building and figure out the money later.
Yeah,
that's. I think that's where everybody agrees. No matter how you feel, what side you're on, just get back in the building and worry about the money later, man. It's there. We know the money's there. It's just a matter of, what's going to take the Raiders to give it to you.
Right.
So go prove it. Go get it again, I guess.
Because I don't think he needs to prove himself at all, my bud. He doesn't need to prove anything to me to get paid. It's just if you understand the risk you're taking, we're paying running back so much money, and it's not a lot. People would say it's not a lot of money, but it is for them, because it's the highest risk position on the field.
But believe it or not, what's happening there, Gravy, though, like you said, that's the nucleus and the highest risk position on the field, and now, not just with the Raiders, but across the NFL, contracts for running backs are getting chopped at the knees.
Yeah,
and these guys are the ones that are
lower than I would suspect.
They're getting hit constantly. Injuries come, but all this kind of stuff. But now people are not valuing that kind of commitment and that kind of risk that they put to their bodies every time they step on the field. The NFL as a whole is not respecting that, and they're not paying running backs. So when they're not paying running backs across the league. It's hard for Jacobs to go in there and ask for something too, because, well, shit, ain't nobody in the league getting paid that kind of money in your position. So why should we? So it's making it difficult all the way around the NFL, because for some reason, everybody's taking a stance on the running back, you know, and pulling back the money on running backs, and they're giving it to these receivers and so on and so on. And the game is changing from what, you know, what I always knew as a kid. It was run. It was run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You know, I think back in those days, it was like Chris Carter and a couple of others that were big name wide receivers, because receivers weren't the big thing. It was always the running backs, right? So now the game has changed in a sense, where now the focal points are these receivers, and the running backs are falling further in the background, and now they're not getting paid. So
J-Dub and Ray Love have two different opinions. Well, not opinions, but they have two statements. I was just reading them right now. He says it's a business, and he's treating it as so. This is to get the bag now. Business, he's playing with a partner that he's supposed to. But if JJ goes and gets money somewhere else, he's going to get taxed and only make like $8 million anyways. So it's like, the fuck. You know what I mean? That's some real shit.
Yeah, either way it goes, because if you go somewhere else, like you said, they're probably gonna, you know, you might get the deal you want, but then if half your money's taxed, then you really get the deal you wanted. You know what I mean? But
he'll say, trade me to the Cowboys, trade me to Miami.
Well, the only thing is what happens to us in all sense of the cases when we don't pay players and they end up leaving. They come back and kill us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
what I think he should do.
That's what I think he should do. Jacobs going somewhere and just coming back and running all over us, and then now we look stupid.
I mentioned this, I think, last night backstage with Lowe. I said, you know what? Okay, you get paid $12 million. You haven't made that in your whole, you know, career with the Raiders. Okay, and then it's already known that the running back position isn't successful after they get paid, right? So I say, prove me wrong. Be that dude that doesn't do that. Get another 1,600-yard season, and make Ziegler say, "Well, damn, we got a good one here. He does okay. We can't say any shit to this guy anymore. We need to pay him. Okay, that's another year that we so-called say we disrespect him, but be that dude to say, you know what, you can have a successful year after you get a big contract. What's wrong with that? You know, but it doesn't happen. Let Josh Jacobs prove and to do that to the whole NFL that it could be done, because it's a known fact that owners and GMs, they sit there and say, we pay you, you're going to kick back and get less and want less carries and say, oh, I'm hurt, I'm nicked up, miss series, miss games, miss plays, you know, that are important when you're usually in there, and take them off. It happens all the time.
The difference is big contracts across the league starting in the late 90s, where the big contracts started coming in, and it kind of changed the mentality of players, right? Now I got my guaranteed money. If my toenail doesn't feel right, got turf toe, I'm off for 6 weeks and all of this kind of stuff.
That's messed up, bro.
Hey, you know, like I said, when I was younger and watching football, people weren't getting paid. Nobody. I didn't care what position you were in. Nobody were getting these crazy millions of dollar contracts, and these guys would go out. You know, a story that I tell all the time is the Ronnie Lott story, where Ronnie Lott's in the middle of a game and his finger gets fucking severed, and they're telling him go to the hospital, and he said, no, cut my finger off, wrap it up so I could get back in the game. And Ronnie Lott wasn't in no $1 million contract when that happened. You understand what I'm saying? And these guys were playing their hearts out, broken, hurt, backs, everything, and they were still playing, and there weren't $1 million contracts on the field. So when they started paying players these huge contracts, the mentality, especially when they were guaranteed money, the mentality changed, right? And I think that's what you're alluding to, Gravy, is the mentality changed. Now that I got the money, if I get an itch and I don't feel like playing, I don't have to. And that's where it makes the fear for owners to go out and put out these big money, because they know once it's guaranteed, there's no guarantee for the ownership that the guy's going to stay on the field because he doesn't have to. So I get where you're saying that, Gravy. I understand that.
So for me,
Pizzle brings up Zeke.
Yeah,
you know, Zeke signed that big contract, and believe me, they got that money out of Zeke. Because look at him now, dude. He can't even get out of a chair now.
Yeah,
ain't no team picked him up. They used the shit out of him, bro. They made that dude beat himself up, and to come up with this excuse, well, he ain't all that no more. He's getting paid all this money. You know what I mean? But there should be no reason why Josh Jacobs should not have to get the ball 340 times. Or you're gonna end up with a Zeke. That's what you're gonna end up with.
Yeah.
And me, you know, I've coached football and I've coached running back. That's my spot. And then if you wear a guy down, no matter how much he gets paid, he's gonna wear down. Those beatings by defensive tackles and linebackers are gonna beat him up, and you're gonna be able to tell it. So say if we pay Jacobs $15 million and he ends up like Zeke, we're gonna be disrespecting it. Why are we paying him so much? You know what's gonna happen, my boss. You know what I mean? You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
why do we pay him so much?
Because the Raider Nation is fickle. We swing back and forth. You know what I mean? 1 minute we all lovey-dovey on a player, and then he just does one thing that we don't like, and then we ready to, you know, look at the Derek Carr situation, right? Man, you couldn't tell us that Derek Carr wasn't an angel. You know what I mean? And then when he wasn't progressing the way we wanted him to, everybody flipped on him. They flipped on him like that, snap, and it's changed their whole direction. So the Raider Nation in particular is very, very fickle. We can swap back and forth, and just like you said, we could be loved with Jacobs all on his bandwagon right now, and then he get hurt and don't get on the field. Then now we want to slap him. So that's just the Raiders, man. That's why I say, man, it's hard to be a player on the Raiders team because our fan base is, boy, we ruthless. We ruthless.
We bipolar. We bipolar dudes.
We bipolar, but that's the passion we have for our team. We feel like we are really involved in this. You know what I mean? As if we're on the staff or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So we get emotionally attached to all of this stuff, and we let the players know because a lot of us have gotten close to these guys, and you know, and things. So they hear everything we're talking about. They hear it. They know it. So to put on a Raider jersey, just sign with the Raiders and come here, you got to have some tough fucking skin because, bro, you think you're going to get it from the media or ESPN. No, you're going to get it from the stands. You're going to get it from home. Up in your face. You're going to get it right at home. So it ain't easy being a Raider player, man. So I shout out to everybody that wears a Raider jersey and walks on that field because I know it's tough.
Yep. You know what I was gonna say? One of the bad things about you guys are talking about because we're gonna be out here in the next couple minutes, but my little rebuttal, because I see both angles, I see everything, right? But when it comes down to it, it's not necessarily the teams and the management that are breaking down these contracts. There's certain players and certain generational players that are getting this money. It just so happens that the Raiders at this point don't have the money to give, and especially in this kind of offense, they're not going to use it. But you got guys like Austin Ekeler, and I keep using this guy as an example because this guy came in, changed the San Diego Chargers running offense after Gordon took off, got all that money, started doing whatever, came from nothing and put up 263 yards and 2 touchdowns against us, runs all over the fucking field, and he was getting paid, what, $500,000 for the whole year?
Yep.
Taxed on that. You know what I mean? Of course, those guys want to get that money, but now it's coming to the point where he wants to get the money. They're like, oh, no, you weren't even drafted. No. So you see what I'm saying? So, the big drop in the top 5, and he's a part of the top 5, which is Jacobs is, and he's getting paid accordingly. So it's supposed to be paid accordingly until the actual shit changes. So now you see it, and now it's there. So he's holding out, but it's kind of making him look bad. But I understand why. But overall, the business is because your top running back gets hurt, somebody that's just as hungry, don't have to pay him a lot, is going to come in and try to eat.
You should use that. Yeah, you should use that to make to tell Jacobs, hey, you know, I need to get back in there because this Zeus or this Abdullah could have a second win. You know, this Bolden kid, and
Brent Brown.
This kid that I've never seen in my life that's so sensational since Zaire McCormick. I don't even know. I've never seen his face. Everybody just throws around his college tape thinking he's an NFL running back. But
yeah,
if he sees that threat that Zeus could do something, because this is boil it down, guys. It's going to be Zeus that's going to do that. So if we pick this guy at a decent round, and if he has to get more than 17 carries in a season, but I understand why he got that.
Right.
I understand why he got that, because he had Josh Jacobs in front of him, 1,600-yard rusher. That's very impressive, and that's dope. You know, I was happy about that. Yeah. But I didn't think he was going to do all this shit.
Right. So, like, for me, too, you guys got to stop using the 1,000. He's getting 1,000 yards. Bro, how many teams are there? There used to be 12.
Easy to get 1,000 yards in NFL.
It's easy. What do you have to average? 60 yards a game?
Yep.
Maybe 68 at that? You know what I mean? So, come on. I get that point, and I understand. We got to look. If he's not breaking 2,000 yards or 1,800 yards, what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? So that's where it'll be phenomenal. And I'm not taking away from Josh Jacobs or anybody that's playing the position. It's just because it's just the value, it's the work ethic. This is a business at the end of the day. If something that's very, very valuable that's going to power everything, or give you half of the work, or give you half of the workload for a quarter of the price or a tenth of a price, and it's set that, you're going to push it up? No. You're going to leave that mug right there and let it be, and that's why the franchise tag was implemented, because these guys would have got screwed. Not everybody has the money.
I'm excited to see what Zeus could do, bro.
I mean, too.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
You got to be, because that's what's going to be next. So no matter how this works out in the end, whoever's in the backfield, that's who I'm riding with. You know what I mean? Whether it's Jacobs, whether it's Zeus, whoever it is, because that's who's going to that's who's going to represent us on the field. That's who's going to try to help us win. And I hope whoever it is going to stay hungry and do their job. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I know, but we're gonna
what if Zeus goes out there and gets 1,200?
Shit, let's go.
Let's go, bro.
Go, because that's really. Would you expect anything more than that, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Right now, there's no expectations for that dude.
Right.
So
if we have 3 running backs at 2,500 yards. I don't give a fuck how it works. That's 2,500 yards on the ground.
Right.
Compared to just Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr, the second leading rusher. Come on. Come on.
You know that Derek Carr was our second leading rusher.
I know, man, and that's sad. That is so fucking sad.
So
and I'm gonna say this, and no, everybody's gonna be mad at me, but the only reason Derek Carr was a second leading rusher is because he was running scared.
Yep.
He was running scared, trying to get out of bounds, bro.
Yeah,
he fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball. It went forward, and he tried to go get it.
Yep.
That was his rushing yards.
That was the rushing yards.
I wonder.
Squid, what's good, bro?
My guy Ben, he said, I don't know how Carr could lead to be second on the team in rushing, because he enjoys 300-pound men jumping all teabagging him as a sack. He loved that.
He must love the pain or some shit like that.
So you Saints fans out there, get ready to have a teabag word in your mouth at all times, because
hey man, I wish Derek Carr well though. I do. I want to see him do well. I want to, it's gonna probably break my heart if he does better than us, but I want to see him do well, man. It is what it is. He gave us a lot, and I don't want to take nothing from that. I was a little disappointed, like a lot of regular fans, but he was still our guy. So it is what it is.
Yes, shit, man, it's been about an hour, bro.
I gotta take my baby to school. My boss, pleasure meeting you. Pleasure. You throw on a great event. We'll pump it up next year, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll talk to you later, bro.
Gotta run. Thank you, brother.
All right, Gravy, I'll get with you in a couple.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Yeah, we're about to end it up anyways right now, man. But dude, thank you so much, Boss, man. It was a pleasure as always, bro. It's like, shout out to Raider Travis, bro. Raider Travis, bro, out of nowhere. I seen it. I asked him. It was nice. It was a good transition, man. Thank you. If it wasn't for that guy, this wouldn't have been happening. And
I I'm glad we're connected now, bro. I'm glad we're connected. And like I say, anytime you need me, man, you hit me up or whatever the case may be. If you want to just talk football, you just want to talk, man, personal about anything, man, I'm here for you, my brother.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you on that, brother. We will get to that, man. Everybody, thank you guys for pulling up. It's Friday, man. You guys be safe this weekend. Be thankful for what you do got, what you don't. Go subscribe and to Raider Mob Boss at Raider Mob Boss on IG. You know what I mean? We're gonna be going to games. I'm gonna be going to at least 3 games this year, bro. Because I got this get down. I'm going probably maybe even 4.
All right. Do it.
So, like, you know what I mean? We're going to work it out. So, we'll see you guys, man. You guys be safe this weekend. Don't drink and drive. Thankful for what you do got and what you don't. And we're out. Peace.